Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. While I wait for everybody to join in, we have a few more registered than what is currently here. But I'm just going to start off with introducing myself. Hello, my name is Taylor Clifford. I'm the Client Engagement Manager for Performance Tracker, or J3 Tech Solutions, as our entire sector, Johnson Consulting Group, is titled. I shouldn't be a stranger to any of you. Definitely some names here I recognize. Hello, everyone. But I am your primary account representative essentially for Performance Tracker. So feel free to reach out to me anytime. The Q&A section of this webinar is enabled. So please use it. Definitely ask questions throughout the presentation, and I'll leave a little bit of time at the end as well. But I'm going to go ahead and get started here, and hopefully some more attendees will trickle on in. Just so everyone is aware, at the end of this presentation, anyone who registered for today's session, regardless of if you attended the live session or not, will receive the recorded training as well as the slide deck itself. So you will receive all the materials today. Now, today is going to be centered around social media management. So one of the features within Performance Tracker is obviously managing your social performance. So separately from the internal survey program and the sales data that you all rely on with Performance Tracker, we have this feature as well that you guys should really be utilizing if you're not already. So I'm excited to dive into this area. It's kind of where my expertise lies. I don't get to talk about it as much as I'd like, so I'm super excited for today. So we're going to go over just an overview of online reputation management as a whole, why it's important, how it affects your business. Then we're going to dive into your SEO, or your search engine optimization, and click-through rates for your websites, how online reviews can help boost those things for you, what those things even mean for your business or your online presence in general. Then we'll go over how to gain some more Google reviews. So you guys might not be, pushing for Google reviews to be completed, and you might, see like a handful. And as you know, if you only have a handful of reviews and one of them's negative, then that's really going to bring down your score. So the goal is going to be to get a higher volume, even if you've got a couple of negatives in there. And speaking of those negative scores, we are going to talk about mitigating the negative reviews. So how to make them less impactful to your overall business, your online reputation in total, and how you can actually use them to your advantage to even gain a higher SEO, regardless of the actual score that's given for you. Then I'm going to show you in Performance Tracker, first of all, how to enable this feature, this amazing feature that we have of being able to promote online reviews. But then I'll go over a way for you to rank against any nearby competitors that you have within the dashboard. This is certainly a tool that is underutilized, in my opinion, in Performance Tracker. All of our clients, the ones who come in and they're super excited to get started on the internal surveys. And trust me, I'm a huge advocate for internal surveys, but the external reviews and your online presence is ultimately going to be what gets you more business. So it's definitely something that you guys should be focusing on. And then, as always, I tend to conclude these monthly tea time sessions with just a reminder of the resources that are available to you through our support team, and what you can access in your dashboard. So, like I said, please ask questions. I will try my best to jump back and forth between the actual chat screen and our presentation here. The importance of online reputation management in general. So, like I briefly touched on, what is really the difference between your survey responses that you're already getting from being a Performance Tracker X client and using that, somewhat lengthy internal survey. That way you can get all those metrics. Versus just getting 5 stars on Google. Obviously one's private and one's public. I don't need to explain that to you guys, but one of the things that, I mean, really we try and focus on within Performance Tracker is getting down to the granular details of the experience. Whereas your public reviews are more of an overall experience and then one comment. So it's obviously that 1 to 5 star rating and then an open ended comment. And that comment can be as long as as someone likes. I'm sure you guys have seen, maybe if not on your business review page, but certainly restaurants or anywhere that's being reviewed, there are some angry customers sometimes that write down some pretty lengthy responses. So really just taking and obviously that reflects your overall reputation in the public eye. So making sure that you are checking those public reviews, because not only are they going to increase your search engine optimization, they're going to raise your overall business profile on Google. So what does that mean? It means that first of all, it actually makes your business more appealing if you're ever trying to sell or divest your business in any way. Also, it's going to build business overall and increase your search engine optimization rate, meaning that if anyone searches for you on Google or another search engine, presumably that you're receiving reviews on, then your business is going to pop up first. It's going to be one of the first ones that comes up based on your Google reviews. Ultimately, what this is going to do is obviously help some click-through rates with your website, making your web page pop up more, increasing engagement in your website, and then building brand trust. Now, the difference, obviously, in the internal survey, I mean, you don't have that risk to your online reputation the way you do with Google. That's why a lot of the clients that are on this presentation right now, I'm not going to call them out by name, but a lot of them decided to onboard and not turn on their social promote feature, and that's totally understandable, especially within the first 90 days, first quarter, even the first year of your engagement. You're gonna that's not really a surprise to me, because a lot of people want to gauge a baseline of where they're at with their customers and the kind of feedback that they're receiving before they open it up and try and push to get more external reviews. Now, the timing of when you cut that off and of when you go public is a tricky game. If you wait too long, then you're missing out on opportunities to get reviews. But if you do it right away, then you could get a higher volume of negative reviews. So increasing that SEO and click-through rate. So there are several factors that depend on the overall performance of your search engine optimization. It's going to be based on the review rating, the review volume, so like the overall number of reviews that you have, the recency. So if you have reviews from, let's say you had a really great quarter like 3 years ago where you had a lot of reviews come in, but it's been really slow since then, that's you're way at the bottom in terms of like local competitors for searching for funeral homes and cemeteries. Review response. So how a business responds to reviews, that's directly in your control. It's directly in your location manager's control. Every single review that comes in on Google should be responded to. And what's great, and if you're not aware of this, that's totally fine, but you can actually respond to all of those reviews directly in Performance Tracker. You do not have to go out to Google separately and search a ton of different areas in order to respond to reviews. So you can keep track of it all in one place. The quality of the reviews. So obviously trying to get those 5 stars. If you get some negative ones, it's not the end of the world. The most important thing and the biggest impact on your SEO is going to be if you're responding to those negative reviews. And then the velocity, so the pace at which your business accumulates reviews. A lot of times, if you, let's say there's like a large dump of reviews all at once. So if you secretly go out and ask, a handful of your family and friends to go and leave a Google review, and they all do it on the same time, same day, I should say, Google will oftentimes go in, catch that sort of thing, and actually remove those reviews from a business profile. So they can certainly do that, and I've seen them do it before with funeral homes. So I would definitely steer clear of trying to get any not genuine reviews in there. And then obviously higher star rating equals higher click-through rates. If you're searching for any type of business, a hotel or a restaurant or anything, you're going to click the business that has the higher star rating first. You don't want to go to the lower one unless you are looking for a certain price point or a certain location, anything like that. Obviously, service is not the only thing that determines a customer's final decision to choose your business or not. But certainly service is up there, especially with the sensitivity and the nature of funeral service. They're going to be looking at service overall. A quick little stat that I overpassed, and I want to point out to you guys, over 60% of potential customers check Google reviews online before they contact a business. Now, that is in general, it's not specific to funeral and cemetery businesses. However, I almost would expect this number to be higher than it is with this day and age of not just millennials and Gen Z searching online for businesses, but you got your Gen Xers and your boomers. I mean, baby boomers are actively on social media, and like my grandmother, for example, the only thing she does with her life now seems to be Facebook and Google and looking up businesses and trying to look up things before she goes and does what she needs to do. And we actually just prearranged her cremation service not too long ago. And how did she find her business other than going through me, who knew some things on the back end of the industry? But she went to Google and looked those things up. So very important to be keeping those things in mind and just kind of putting yourself in the mindset of your funeral customer. So a statistic I want to point out from Performance Tracker this year alone. So not for the entirety of Performance Tracker, but this year, Google or other search engine is the third highest lead source for us. So we asked 2 questions at the end of the survey. Most of you are aware of this. Hopefully you're aware of this. We asked 2 questions at the end of the survey of how did you hear about us and what was your primary reason for choosing us? Now, how did you hear about us is third highest here. And then primary reason for choosing us is actually 5th highest right now. It's tied for 4th place. So it's technically 4th place, I guess, but it's tied for 4th with another ranker here. But this is an impactful amount of business that's coming into your funeral home, into your cemetery. I don't know a lot about cemetery and funeral other than what I've learned here at Johnson Consulting Group. I've learned so much from our business consultants, and I know that cemetery is all heritage based. It's really, if you have a family that has been coming there for decades and it keeps coming to you guys because that's where their family is buried, that's not new business. That's heritage business that's coming in. And you want to try and get new business in. And that's really what the, new technology of trying to find businesses online and really focusing on your service and your online reputation is going to help you guys build. Let me just check into the chat really quick. Nope, no questions so far. Remember, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I am going through this a little bit quickly just because I want to be able to leave some time at the end for questions and take you guys out to the live platform as well so I can show you how to enable this tool. So, Performance Tracker X, you all have this product, you all use this platform on a daily, hopefully weekly basis at least. You're logging in and managing your alerts, but you should be logging in and managing your social reviews too. Now, these are two separate features. So, just to be clear, we have our social promote feature, which at the end of the survey enables a pop-up window essentially for families to be able to leave a Google review. If they say yes, they would like to leave a Google review, then they're prompted to log into their account and then they leave it right on that page. And it goes into your Google business account. Now, the separate part is that even if you have this promote feature turned off, we can still be pulling in all of your pre-existing Google reviews to the social performance tab of Performance Tracker. So, how do we do that? How do you set that up if you don't have it already set up? There's actually a couple of ways that you yourself can do it. I'll go over it really quickly here with the dashboard. Now I'm going to find Jake Johnson's funeral home here in Sun City, Arizona, Menke. And I use them as an example for everything because Jake has given me permission to share their data. But obviously, with social, it's already public data. So I could technically be showing you every business in the system and it would be fine because it's already public information. Now this is bragging rights to Jake, but they don't have any negative reviews on Google right now at this location. I wouldn't necessarily, obviously you want to strive to not get negative reviews, but if you have a negative review, don't take it to heart. Really just uh, take it as a learning opportunity. You want to make sure you're responding to that family, showing, I have another slide that I'm going to show you in a bit, showing some tips for responding to negative reviews, but just making sure that you're at least responding and engaging with your customers and showing the public that you're engaging with them is going to be the most important thing. So if you go into your social performance primary tab here, and a lot of you saw, I did need to click on this little drop down arrow next to my tabs because I have a lot of tabs here in my admin role. Some of you are executives or location manager users. You might need to click on this little drop down, or social performance might just be here at the top. Um, then you want to use this sub tab bar to go into your social sources. And this is where you're going to be able to see how you're functioning with Google right now. So it looks like let me get Menke pulled up here because it was my um, admin account, so I have access to all of the locations. So I got to narrow it down. But if I bring up Menke, you can see that their Google page is listed here. So that means we are actively tying in their Google reviews to their social feed, which it all shows up right here. Now, if you go back to social sources and you see under authorize Google, that's the button that you're going to need to click just to connect your account to Performance Tracker. So what does that do for you? It allows you to respond to reviews essentially directly in your dashboard, and all the information will log into Performance Tracker. It also allows you to use the competitor tools. So our competitor list, which is something that I can upload for you or you can upload yourself. But essentially, you are only going to be able to authorize your Google page if your Google review page is listed here. Now, it can be a little bit confusing. I typically just offer to do this for clients on my end, especially if it's, a multi-location operation, because it could be kind of time consuming for a location manager or an executive to come in here and do this. So if you just want to give me your address information, which I already have because you're a Performance Tracker client already, or if you have new locations onboarding or anything like that, just give me their information and I will make sure their review page comes up here. If you want to do it yourself, it's definitely doable. Again, it's just time consuming. So you would just just click here where it says here under Google, and then it would prompt you to find your CID. So you can actually find that in Google Maps if you go and um, find under place IDs. Here we go. Google Maps platform, if you're looking for your place IDs. And I can share this link. I actually will share this link in our chat just in case anyone wants to find it. But if you go and find your location, it will show you your CID. So you can just add your response or your Google Place review page. Now, again, I know that's a little bit confusing. I'm not trying to confuse anyone here, but I just wanted to offer it to you guys if you want it. I went ahead and put that link to the place IDs in the chat. And what I honestly suggest doing is reaching out to me shortly after this or even in this chat, letting me know. I know I have a couple of clients here with us today who have already asked me for this right before this call. They saw, that we were going to do social media and they're like, hey, let's get this started. So if you're ready to start social media, regardless if you're ready to start the promote feature, if you're just ready to start bringing in your social reviews to track them, let me know and I'll get it added for you here. And then you can go in and authorize your Google page account. And once this is authorized, that's when that promote feature will turn on for you. Now, oops, sorry about that. Going back to social performance really quick. Actually, you know what? I want to show you guys this slide one more time. I skipped over this conversion rate, and this is something that's growing rapidly. I only have one quarter pulled here for you guys because we actually just enabled this feature in, or I guess this tracking feature for promote conversions in Q2 of this year. So what this chart shows us is the number of surveys, so internal surveys from Performance Tracker that actually were able to be converted into Google reviews. So people who were prompted to leave a Google review at the end of the survey and actually chose to do so. So right now we're at about 15%, 15.5%. We want that to be a lot higher next year now that we have tracking ability for that conversion rate. Again, this promote tool has been available for a couple of years now. I think in 2022 is when we released the social promote feature, but the tracking for it has not been live. So we're excited to see where this goes and to get this number up higher. And that's going to come with you guys starting to use the feature and everybody who's in Performance Tracker starting to use the feature overall. So some best practices for increasing review volume. 38 and 200 of Performance Tracker X surveys have been converted into Google. So this is actually 18%, and that's because this is just for funeral. So funeral is 18%, and cemetery was lower than that. So the average came out to 15.5, but funeral was 18%. These are some best practices for just making sure that you're increasing that volume overall. Asking families to complete both a survey and a Google review. I'm sure you guys have, if you've ever sat through a training with me on users for arrangers, one of the things that I drill into their heads is mention the surveys to your families when they're taking the time to thank you for everything that you've done for them during this awful time. Just ask them for a review, ask them for their feedback, and tell them how impactful that will be to their performance and their business's performance overall. I do have some scripts and some verbiage of how to guide arrangers on asking for a survey and a Google review. If you would like that, please just reach out to me and I can get you those scripts, no problem. I would also recommend including visual aids, maybe a paper flyer, some sort of physical representation of a Google review. So I can send you either screenshots of what it looks like at the end of the survey when the promote feature is prompted, or I can show you, maybe you just want to print out a screenshot of your business's Google page, your Google review page. Whatever it is, I just feel like having that physical representation, even if you don't take the time to verbally explain it to families, that's helpful for them to see and to know that, hey, you guys care about those reviews. Optimize Google review responses with keywords. So you guys can actually, if you use Google Ads, if you use any kind of third-party marketing site, typically they have a way for you to find keywords that are being searched within your area and for your business specifically. And then you guys can highlight those keywords in your advertising or in your review responses. That way, as you're responding to families and you highlight things, hey, we're actively working on changing this issue. We're so sorry you had this experience. Here are, three like key action words that you can mention that might show up on Google. And that actually is going to help your search engine optimization overall if you use those keywords. And if you have questions on this and you're using a feature like Google Ads, I've used Google Ads before with other positions that I've had, so I have some knowledge there. Feel free to pick my brain. That's what I'm here for. I'm, certainly not on the level of our business consultants at Johnson, but I do know a thing or two about Google at least. So use me for that. Enable social promote feature in Performance Tracker X. So obviously, enabling that feature, just asking people for reviews when they're already completing a survey about how great you guys are. And then utilizing our new SMS aftercare platform. Now, this is not a sales pitch. It's just a note for you guys. Not everyone's aware that we actually do have a new platform available with, separate from Performance Tracker X for text messaging for aftercare program. So it's just building text message campaigns so you can message with families. And that's a really great way to, a couple months down the line, ask for a Google review. It's not as, I will say it's not as important to receive the Google review as quickly as it is a survey, because a survey is where you're actively trying to solve a problem with a family. And a Google review is you're trying to get, the record to go public so you can increase your business's health. So maybe a couple months down the line, you want to use this text message campaign to get that touch point from your family. So if you're interested in this SMS aftercare product, please let me know. It's super discounted for any current Performance Tracker X users, which I believe all of you are. You all should be, at least. This is definitely geared toward current clients. So I hope that's what you are. But if not, just let me know and we can get you started here. So how to mitigate online reviews or negative online reviews. I got to say, this is obviously like a big point of contention with a lot of companies that are onboarding that choose to not enable the promote feature right away. It's important to make sure that you are constructing responses in just the most the most professional, empathetic way possible. I did not mean to use the words that I had typed here, but that's what I did. You want to make sure you avoid being defensive in any way on a response. Most of you here on this call are experts in customer service, and that's why you are the point of contact for using your customer experience platform like Performance Tracker. So I definitely don't want to talk down to you guys. But these are some really great tips on how to construct the perfect response on a Google page. There are things that future potential customers are going to be paying attention to. They're going to see how you solved a problem, if you held yourself accountable in any way, and what your business is doing to prevent that problem from ever happening again. So you definitely don't ever want to place blame on the customer, especially in a public forum. And you want to keep it simple to one initial response and then take the conversation offline. You don't want to open it up for a back and forth on Google or on Yelp or wherever you're doing it. Also, you might be curious as to why I'm focusing so hard on Google reviews. That's because Performance Tracker X connects to Google most often. We do connect to Facebook and Twitter as well. And I believe Medallia, the platform that runs Performance Tracker X, has capability to connect to Yelp if anyone's interested in that. We just don't currently focus on those areas. So Google reviews is really our focus right now, and it's it's the focus of a lot of funeral organizations and our third party partners as well. So that's really where we are taking our we're planting our flag down there. But make sure you highlight your business's strengths overall too. Really focus on, hey, I understand this happened to you. This is what we're doing to fix the problem. This is something that we really excel in instead, and we, would like to work with you again and help you in any way we possibly can. Those things are really going to make a difference to any consumers that are shopping for somewhere to go, especially for a family that's never dealt with a death before, and really have no guidance on pricing, on what kind of service should be given, anything like that. They might not know anything. So they're going to go to Google. How does my business stack up against nearby rivals? I know that we are right at time right now. I'm so sorry I talk a lot. I will make sure to give you guys all the materials. If anyone has to jump off, I understand. But for those of you who are able to stick around, I just want to go over this feature really quick. Within your dashboards, you can actually track your competitors as well. So right next to where I showed you those social sources are is the competitors tab. Now, if you want to upload a list of competitors nearby, let's say, you're Menke and you've got, 8 competitors near you that you want to track and see how they're doing. All of that is public information. You're not taking any kind of private internal survey information from them. It's all available to you. This just puts it in one place in this, succinct reporting tool for you. So if you want to upload a competitor list, all you need to do is either share all of the names of the businesses with me, and I would be happy to upload this for you, just to, take that off of your hands so you don't have to spend your time doing it. Or if you want to upload your own competitor list, you absolutely can through that competitor list tab. Let me go over here real quick and show you how to do that. Promise it's super quick. So this one, for example, it's Wells Funeral Home. It's just the first one that pops up. They already have a list built, but if you want to build another list, you would just click on this addition sign and then build a new competitor list. It's going to ask you to type in the name, and then the only other thing you're going to need to do is type in the name of the business, and then the address will pop up because we are connected through API with Google. So the address automatically pops in, and you just want to verify that it is the correct business. And then that's how you build your competitor list. So it's super easy, but it can be a little bit time consuming. So if you ever want me to do that for you, I'm more than happy to do so. Now I am going to just go into our resources page just so you can see, hey, please reach out to us if you need anything ever. Most of you have my direct email. It's taylor@g3techsolutions.com. I am also connected to the support desk. So anyone on our support team, if I'm ever out of office, which, is probably going to happen with either myself or 1 or 2 more of our teammates as we approach the end of the year with the holidays coming up. So just reach out to support. That way everyone on our team can have eyes on your issue and you guys can get the fastest response possible. We're here to help if you have training questions, any of the new features that are available to you, or if you just, have some technical issues, like maybe you're locked out of your dashboard. That happens way more often than you would expect, but I get a lot of requests about that. So we're here to help you guys, and I certainly appreciate you all taking the time to join me today. I know I went over this information a little bit quickly. These sessions are only 30 minutes long, so it doesn't give me a lot of time to spend with you. But hopefully this planted the seed for you guys using the social promote feature, using social performance within Performance Tracker. If you have any questions at all or are interested in using this, it is free. No one is ever going to be charged for using the social promote feature. This is just me trying to get you guys to use this product as as much as you can and you really get the most out of it and get your money's worth of what you're using it for. So I am seeing that there are no questions. Oh, Jake chimed in. Hi, Jake. Thank you. um, but I'm not seeing any questions in the Q&A section. Oh, just kidding. We do. Hi, Chris. Is there an option to only ask for Google reviews from people of high Net Promoter scores? Chris, thank you for asking this question. I'm not even going to call you shady for asking it because it is a little shady, but I know you're probably laughing at me. But I unfortunately cannot offer it to only positive responding uh, survey takers. And the reason being is that we are connected with Google through an API. There's actually a legality issue with Google around only providing promoter scores, the option to leave a review. So we are not legally allowed to do that, and that is partially why not everyone chooses to turn on the feature. But what I say is, if you have over a 90 Net Promoter Score, if you have over an 80 Net Promoter Score, whatever your location is high performing at, and you're maybe only getting one or two detractor responses here and there, I say go for it. The more responses that you have on Google, the better. And trust me, a 4.8 with 100 responses is a lot more impactful to your SEO than a 5.0 with only 4 responses. So it's definitely worth it to enable the reviews and try and get more. I hope that helps. All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and stop the recording and end the session here. Please reach out to me if you guys have any questions or concerns or, like I said, need to add any features. And I hope you all have an excellent holiday season. Thank you again.